Welcome to the world of Twitter. This is Unit 2, Chapter 2. The essential outcomes for this chapter: you will be using open and closed software. You will also be using Twitter to explore technology's impact on the global world. Section 2-1, Twitter homepage. Before we start talking a lot about Twitter, there's one thing you need to understand about Twitter. This is a software that is exploratory. In other words, we can give you the basics about Twitter, but Twitter is something that you need to use, talk to other people about how they work in Twitter, what they've done, what they know. It's kind of a share and tell software. So we will be giving you the basics of Twitter, but rely on your comrades to help you figure out how to move in Twitter. If you have used Twitter a lot and are quite familiar with it, you can be a benefit to those around you. If you are new to Twitter, just make sure you take on the basics and begin to learn step by step how to use Twitter. Once you create an account in Twitter, you will receive a home page. This is where pretty much all of your basic tools will be found. So there are 5 sections to the home page. There is your profile. This is where you can do a lot of personal information. You have trends, the wall, the follow section, and news and advertisements. Editing your profile. When they talk about a Twitter handle, they're talking about your profile name. So the first step is to go in and create your profile. If you go to your picture icon in the top right-hand corner and select it, you can click on profile. On the profile drop-down menu, it will open up and you will be able to add information, and then always make sure you save your changes. Looking at your privacy settings is the second step. After setting up your profile, the next step is to always check out your privacy settings. You can do this by going to the top right-hand corner and then selecting the icon, and then scrolling down and finding the settings and privacy. The first privacy setting you should look closely at is tweet location. You want to make sure that this is not selected. You do not want anyone to be able to find your location from the internet or third-party applications. You do not want to be hunted down by information that people may or may not get off of Twitter, so be careful there. If you have had a Twitter account for a while and your tweet with location is selected, once you deselect it, you can also click on the delete location information, and this will delete the location from your previous tweets. Under privacy and safety, make sure you do not allow anyone to tag you in photos, and then also do not let anyone find you by phone number. You might even want to turn off the email address if you want, but that's not really necessary. But don't ever let them contact you by phone number. Under email notifications, for me personally, I really don't want to be notified by Twitter when I receive notifications or direct messages, or I just go in, and since I'm in Twitter a lot, I just rely on myself to look for them. As far as updates from Twitter, the only thing I want to hear from Twitter is about their new business products that are coming out. But it's up to you what you want to select there. Under notifications, under the section called mute notifications from people, I really don't want to be notified from people who I don't follow, or who don't follow me. I really don't care to receive notifications from those people, so I check those off. That's up to you, what you want to choose. You also now, you probably want to go through all of the settings on the left hand side to make sure you're familiar with them, and to see if there's anything else that you might want to turn on or turn off. Viewing your tweets. A tweet is a write-up that you make. If you look below your name for tweets, you will see that you've received tweets, and then if you click on that, it will actually show you your tweets. Continuing on with Twitter homepage, there is a section for trends. These are kind of the stories that, or the people that you can look at to see what's happening in current pop culture and news. Be careful here about taking on fake news on Twitter and other social media, especially Facebook. A lot of the news that is put on here is not genuine news. Remember, in Twitter, anybody can post anything, and it does not have to be true. So be careful about the news that you follow in Twitter. The wall is the middle section that houses your tweets. If you look right above the first tweet that's on this wall, you're going to see a little section called What's Happening. That's where you can tweet. That's where you can do your own tweet. A tweet takes up to 140 characters. After that, you can't put any more information in. So you're limited at how long your tweets can be. The section that has the orange box are tweets that you choose to follow, and those will just pop up in your wall. Creating a tweet. If you go to the top right corner, there's a little box called tweet. You can click on that tweet icon. You then compose box will open, and you can type in a new tweet. Remember, you're limited as to the number of characters you can put in. After 140, you can't add any more data. Options with creating a tweet. If you look below the compose new tweet option box, you're going to see that you can add photos or videos. You can add a GIF. You can add a poll. And you can do a location disabled. If you notice that this tweet took up 103 characters. You also have your emotion cons. Viewing new tweets, then when you receive them, you will be notified when you have a new tweet. If you look to the example, you're going to see that most of the time you'll get a little note up the top that says view one new tweet or view two. So you're going to notice that you will be notified when you get new tweets. Deleting a tweet. If you want to get rid of a tweet, all you have to do is click on the drop down arrow and click on delete tweet, which is the red box, and you just click on delete tweet. For responses to tweets that you can give, you can do a reply. So this is really kind of cool, because if you do follow President Trump, you can reply to his tweets, which is kind of cool. First time in history, really, that a president has actually used Twitter as a means of communicating directly with the public. So you have an actual chance to send him a tweet and respond to him. You can retweet. You can like, that's the little heart, and you can send a direct message. The numbers after each of the icons are the number of responses that you get. A reply, you can reply to any tweet that you are following. Famous people rarely respond to tweets though, so if you're following somebody very famous, it's very rare that they will respond. So don't really expect a reply from a famous person. But in the case of like President Trump or Vice President Pence, you can follow them and you can reply. The chances of them responding back to you is pretty small. Retweets are a reposting of a forward message on a tweet. So if you like something, you can retweet it and pass it on. If you like something, you can click on the like or favorite button. It used to be called, now it's called like. And the star icon has been replaced with a heart. So after you click on it, you're going to see that the little heart turns color. A DM is a direct message. That's a message between two people. And you can send President Trump a DM if you want. The likelihood that he will respond is pretty small. A direct message. The difference between a tweet and a direct message. Tweets are for public audiences. A direct message is not for public audience. You can only send direct messages to people who you follow and who follow you. So if President Trump does not choose to follow you, then your likelihood of being able to send him a direct message is nil. Who to follow section on your homepage. You can choose who you follow on Twitter. A lot of times they will pop up who to follow on your right side of people that you might be interested in following. If you see someone there that you want to follow, you can click on the follow icon. It will now, once you click on the follow, it will now be displayed on your Twitter wall. You can also search for followers. Right above you can use that search bar right above your tweets, and you can type in a person's name. I follow Aaron Rodgers. I just typed in Aaron Rodgers. You just have to make sure you get Aaron Rodgers, all right? And then you click on the one link that will take you to his Twitter page, which I did. Following a Twitter page. If you want to follow the Twitter page, then click on follow, which I did with Aaron Rodgers. By clicking on the follow, tweets from that page will be displayed on your wall, so you'll get in all the information that is hitting his homepage. And so they will pop in on your wall. Other tweeting options, by clicking on the drop-down arrow to the right of the tweet, you can also copy, embed, mute, block, report tweet like terrorism, or I don't like this tweet, etc., etc. Spam bots. A spam bot is a program designed to collect or harvest email addresses from the internet in order to build mailing lists for sending unsolicited emails. So be careful about clicking on anything that's a spam bot. They gather email addresses from websites, news groups, special interest groups, social media, and chat room conversations. Avoiding spam bots. The best way to avoid spam is to only follow people you know and profiles that you have verified, to recognize possible spam bots. If you see a tweet with an amazing offer, if you see spam that has misspelled words or nonsense, female avatar with a male name, a tweet says the same thing to everyone, these are probably going to be spam bots, and you really do not want to click on them. Rather, it would be a good idea to block them. Congratulations, you are on to class activity 2-1. Please create a Twitter account by going to twitter.com. Make sure you write down your login and password. If you already have a Twitter account, please log into it. Note, if your parents do not want you to have a Twitter account, please follow along with a partner. Edit your profile after you have created your Twitter account. Review your privacy settings. Create a tweet. Make sure the tweet is school appropriate. You do not want inappropriate remarks on any social media site. If you do not want an employer or a college to see the remark, then don't put it on. If you know someone that has a Twitter account, you can always search for them in the search box at the top. Note, if ads appear under your tweets, you can always block them. Create a poll or attach a GIF that you can share with your Twitter followers. Since this is a professional site, please keep the poll professional or the GIF professional. Congratulations, you have finished part 1. Once your work has been reviewed, you are to move on to part 2. Remember to close out of Twitter.